This video is on showing inequalities on number lines. Now I have three inequalities here. I have x is more than 3, y is less than or equal to 5, and z is more than or equal to 11. Now I'm going to start here with x is more than 3. Now if I have x is more than 3, we can say x can be numbers like 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. It can also be numbers like 4.8, 7.2, all of those decimals. Sometimes, however, you have to be careful. They might tell you that x is an integer. Now integers are whole numbers, and in that case it won't include the decimals. But for this example, we're not saying x is just an integer. We are going to include the decimals. So we have x is more than 3. Now, how should we go about showing this on our number line? Now, a good idea is to start with the 3 somewhere in the middle. So put the 3 here and go up in ones. We have 2, 1, 0 and -1 on this side. Now, we said that we are going to include the decimals. That would mean we need to include decimals like 3.4. Now 3.4 would go somewhere here. But then we can go smaller than that, very close to 3, but a little bit more than 3. For example, 3.001. And we can go even closer to 3, like 3.00001. Now how am I going to show all of those numbers are included? So I have x is more than 3 to show. Now what we should do is this. We actually start at 3 and we put an open circle. Now this open circle shows that we are not including the 3. So we're going to leave this open. We're not going to color it in. And we're going to draw an arrow this way to show we're counting all of those numbers on that side. So this open circle means we're not including the 3. And then everything on the right of that we are including. Okay, so this will include numbers like 3.001, 3.8, and all of the numbers going higher than 3 there. Now, the next one, you'll see it's a little bit different. We have y is less than or equal to 5. Now, again, I'm going to start with this number somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to put the 5 somewhere in the middle. So let's put the 5 here. 5, and then we've got 6, 7, 8, 9. And we have 4, 3, 2, and 1 on this side. So we have y is less than or equal to 5. Now this time we are including the 5 and everything less. This one is a little bit easier. So we go to the 5 and we actually draw a closed circle. This closed circle is showing us that the 5 is included. And then I just need to draw an arrow this way to show I'm including all the numbers going this way as well. So look at the difference between the first two. We have x is greater than 3, and this one we had an open circle, and y is less than or equal to 5, and this one was a closed circle. Notice how this circle was drawn at this number, but it was left open to show that we're not including the number. And this circle was drawn at the number, but we colored it in to show that it does include the number. Now this is really important. This is where a lot of people make mistakes. They think x is more than 3 does not include 3, so they start at 4. But this way you don't include all the numbers that are bigger than 3 but less than 4. For example, numbers like 3.6, 3.4 and so on. Now this is the reason why we must always start at this number here and leave it open to show that we're not including it. Okay, so the last one should be quite easy. Z is more than or equal to 11. So again, we are going to put this 11 somewhere in the middle here. So let's write the 11 here. And we have 12, 13, 14, 15, 10, 9, 8, and 7 on this side. So we have z is more than or equal to 11. Again, we have more than or equal to. So we're going to go to 11 and we're going to draw a closed circle. So we're going to go to 11, draw a closed circle. So we're going to include the 11 and it's more than or equal to 11. So I'm going to put an arrow going that way like that. So remember, the key point to remember really is when we have something like x is more than 3, we should put the circle at 3, but leave it open to show that it's not included. Do not make the mistake of putting the circle at 4, because that would mean you don't include all of these numbers here. Now I have some questions for you to try. So I would like you to draw these on these inequalities on number lines. So we have a is more than or equal to 4, b is less than 3, c is less than or equal to 5, and so on. So draw these inequalities on number lines and then bring that to the lesson.